Hello everyone, my name is Brett, and sometimes I wear a beret, and welcome back to I'd Run That in a War, where you guys get to help choose my loadouts, and I get the opportunity to run them in a game. And before we get started, it is my civic duty to inform you that I'd Run That in a War Survey 14 is in fact live. Find a link to that in the description box below. It has 3 questions as per usual. Choose your favorite from each one, and you'll be all entered. You can take a look at that now, or I'll remind you at the end of this episode if you are interested. But in the meantime, I'd Run That in a War 13. Once again, we had a fantastic day at Fort Borst Park. Beautiful weather. It's glad to have some nice spring sunny days coming up before the dreaded heat. But before that happened, I asked you guys some very important questions. The first one being, well, it wasn't really a question, but press F to choose my loadouts. So all these started with an F. The options were the Falcon Fire, the FDL-3, the Fearless Fire, the Foxfire Talon, and the Fury Fire. And the survey says, FDL-3. Really now, you're going to be nice to me for once. Well, okay, I'll accept it. Yes, the FDL-3 did garner about 1/3 of the votes, but right behind it was the Falcon Fire, and I'm actually kind of glad that that one didn't win because my Falcon Fire is just stock. But maybe you did want to see a stock Falcon Fire, but I would personally prefer if my Spamf kit came first, and then we could run that. So Brett, you must have been super overpowered with the FDL-3 loadout. Oh great, that sounds like boring footage. Well, I mean, I only brought a couple of magazines, and I was also fighting some crosswinds that I was not familiar with shooting so far. Excuses, excuses, excuses. I was trying to play with my team too. I wasn't trying to dump mags all the time, so sorry. But FDL-3, it is a lot of fun to use. Take a look. Single fire. That sounds good to me. Never mind, I'm in burst.
Only grab one at a time, right?
Yeah, only grab one at a time. We traded. Burning through way too much ammo. Back.
Gotcha.
Oh, got me. Ball on the ground, ball on the ground. Rattle, rattle, rattle. It. Look at distraction. No. Hey, I'm on your team. What the fudge? Ow, 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 ow. I need to start remembering to bring more than 4 magazines so I can actually dump some on people, but live and let learn. The next question I asked you, well, again, was not a question. Bring in the artillery. Yeah, artillery stuff. The options were the Air Zone Rocket Storm, Mattel Ultimator, the NFSTRIKE Mortar, and the Tri-Strike Rocket Stock. And the survey says, NFSTRIKE Mortar. Oh boy, this one. The NFSTRIKE Mortar. When this first came out, people were kind of interested in it. It was like, you know, a Nerf mortar. I'm also calling it the NFSTRIKE Mortar because the full name is stupid long and it's just dumb overall. It's just a tube and it has some really cheap, flimsy foam rockets that you launch out and it goes like 20 feet maybe on a good shot. It's so dumb that it's great, and that's why about 50% of the people chose this one. I completely agree. We certainly saw a lot of reviews on these when they first came out, but we haven't seen them used in a game because obviously they're not very practical, and how are you supposed to use these for a game? Maybe a game mechanic? I don't totally know. And remember, to fire this thing, you prime the rocket because there's a spring inside of it, and then you drop it into the tube, and once it hits the pin that's extended inside that hollow tube, it launches. So to fire it forwards, again, maybe 20 feet, you have to push it backwards. So does that mean that you want to sit still on the ground and have a better chance of people coming that close to you? Or do you try and run at people and throw the thing backwards just so it can launch forwards? This was the predicament that I had, and how did I resolve it? I did not. This was probably the worst thing I have ever run. And for your enjoyment, take a look. Da 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 da. I see a shield.
Go. No, Bret, no.
Negative. It didn't go in. Yes! No! No! Ah, run away! God, I love this blaster. God, I hate this blaster. Shield! Shield. Oh, that was actually a viable strategy. Have mercy! Oh man, not again. Ah! Yeah, I felt it. I hate this thing. Yikes. Ah. Wow, that was really close. Close I've been all day. Come here. Suck it, nerd. Oh my gosh. No! That's still a live rocket. Help me! Ah!
What are you doing?
His job! Nope. You die! You die!
Game over?
Just hang on. Just stand right there. Just stand right there. Yes! Look at that! In the middle of the game too. Who'd have thought?
Good hit.
You know,
Remind me, I have something for you.
punt.
Don't forget to remind me.
There's just so much pain. So much pain that will never go away. Scars that will never heal. But the blaster did go away. Thank you, Captain Xavier, for taking it off my hands right after that. And the final question I asked you guys was, how may the 4th be with you? Because we held the game on May 4th, so happy Star Wars Day. Unofficial Star Wars Day. The options were the Captain Cassian Andor Deluxe Blaster, the Chewbacca Bowcaster, the Han Solo Blaster, the First Order Stormtrooper Blaster, and the First Order Stormtrooper Pistol. And the survey says, Chewbacca Bowcaster. So right when this survey was going on, Peter Mayhew passed away. He's the guy who plays Chewbacca. And I don't know if that's a really unfortunate coincidence or it's a sign that I had to do something to honor his legacy in the worst way possible. But anyhow, so the Chewbacca Bowcaster, most of you probably know the orange one that came out with, I think, Episode 7 release. It has like a bowstring and whatnot. I thought I had access to that one and then we couldn't find it. But what we did have was a different version from a Star Tours. I'll throw a picture of it up. It's a Disney Parks exclusive Star Wars Rebel Alliance Chewbacca Bowcaster, but it is missing these little bowcaster arms, the double scopes. So what it lacks for in looks, it does actually make up for in performance. We just use 1/2-inch CPVC and it fires darts reasonably well, further than a Jolt, I would say, which sounds like kind of an insult, but on this series, it's a compliment. So I did run this in a round and had some reasonably good gameplay footage and then discovered my GoPro wasn't recording, of course, as I do. So I ran it the next round, which was more of an HVZ game, so a little less intense, but still some amusing stuff. But of course, Chewbacca can't run around without his good friend Han Solo, which was played by my good friend Lance. Again, honoring Peter Mayhew in the maybe worst of ways, but we practiced really hard for these roles of Chewbacca and Han Solo, and I think we nailed them.
Chewie, what are we doing here? What? No. We had a plan. We were going over
Yeah, that's about right. So can the Wookiee win? Well, take a look.
Oh, wait. Never tell me the odds. Never tell me the odds. What did I just say? One more time. Don't tell me the odds.
Han, what do we do? I mean,
We go to the thing.
go to the thing.
Yes. I have no idea. We're gonna go make the castle run in 12 parsecs. Let's go this way, Chewie. That's an behind us.
Wait.
I know it smells bad. You chose it, not me. It's your traditional weapon. I've got no excuse for you.
Does Chewie need a sword?
We need to get that fish, Chewie. We really need it. It's
Lance, behind you. I mean,
Hey, look out, guys! There's a zombie over there. Seriously.
Tree line, why? Well. What a life, huh, Han? And that's going to do it for this time. As always, a huge thank you to everyone who participated in this survey, and a huge thank you to my friends who made this game as fun as it was, and a huge thank you for Peter Mayhew for everything he's done in the Star Wars universe. You will be missed, and I'm sorry that I'm a terrible, terrible Chewbacca. Couldn't even get the mask, but may you rest in peace, sir. Thank you everyone for watching. Once again, newest survey is in the description box below. Until next time, I'll see you later.